Remember the damage. Next. Another ball. Disconnect. Go to a 3-2.
6 corgis, and all of them are named Jeremy. In her free time, she likes to... No, this is all still wrong. Alright, enough is enough. You want to know who Dr. Wondertainment really is? Well, you asked for it. Dr. Wondertainment is the name given to SCP-001, who due to his deity-level power has been classed as Apollyon by the Foundation. There is no possible way to contain him. He is a Class 5 reality warper, capable of breaking down and reconstructing the very laws of reality. Did you really think that those little trinkets were the full extent of his creations? Did you truly think of him as such a small, petty creature? Dr. Wondertainment is no mere toysmith. No, he is a god. Want examples of his creations? Just look around you. Everything from the most innocent save class to the most harrowing terror class. It's all thanks to him. He is behind everything. Marshall Carter and Dark, the Sarkists, the Church of the Broken God, even the Scarlet King himself. All that time, all that effort,
matter of fact, I can just snap him out of resistance.
Entity.
If I really wanted to,
living personification of chaos. One day the SCP Foundation will finally give up trying to find out how he distributes his products. When they will finally see how small and worthless their attempts to restore order really are. And they will be driven before his power. They will crumble and decay into nothingness. You will bow before Dr. Wondertainment. Had you going for a second there, didn't we? You should have seen the looks on your faces. But let's start again. One more time. We're being serious.
I met two gods
before. Here's the true story of Dr. Wondertainment. Dr. Wondertainment is the name given to
He will
SCP-001.
never be a
Due to its
true
relatively benign nature, has been classed as neutralized by the Foundation. Rather than focusing on containing Wondertainment himself, the SCP Foundation has focused its efforts on containing the products that he creates. He is a reality warper whose limits have yet to be documented, capable of constructing otherwise normal objects and imbuing them with anomalous properties. He's become infamous for using this ability to create bizarre, magical, and potentially dangerous toys and games that are distributed by as yet unknown means. Due to his secretive nature, almost nothing is known of Dr. Wondertainment's true origins, and the waters have been muddied extensively by the side effects of his reality warping ability. In fact, it's entirely possible that Dr. Wondertainment himself doesn't know who he is anymore. It's possible that all the proposed origins and descriptions of Dr. Wondertainment are true in their own way, but it is equally possible that none of them are. All that's known for sure is that Dr. Wondertainment, be they male or female, corporation or single individual, is a constant thorn in the SCP Foundation's side. No matter who they really are, they're not going away soon. And only time will tell who they'll be tomorrow, or what further horrors they and their company will create. And that's where our story will have to come to an end. At least, for now. We hope you enjoyed it. And remember, keep believing. Now go check out SCP-001, which is the real 001, and SCP-001, the Children Ouroboros Cycle, for more knowledge on the mysterious and elusive SCP-001. If you ask anyone, any person from any culture, any part of the world, to describe what death looks like, most people will immediately jump to a depiction of the Grim Reaper, and rightly so.
No.
The Reaper has long been the personification of death and decay.
Let's be honest.
And
I died and I didn't say
the cloaked skeleton bearing a sharp scythe, coming to collect souls and carrying them off to either heaven or hell. For centuries, human beings have thought of the Grim Reaper as death itself, but he's more of an embodiment of it, a symbol meant to represent that all too familiar fear of not knowing what lies beyond life on this fragile mortal plane of existence. Death itself, the real death, looks completely different. Welcome to the story of SCP-001. Now, first things first, to anyone familiar with the SCP Foundation, you will most likely know that there are multiple SCP-001s. You might even think that you know which of them is the real one. But for those of you who are new here, allow us to clarify for you this important context. The designation of SCP-001 does not refer to a single creature, object, or entity, but rather a collection of various anomalies that are allegedly kept contained by the SCP Foundation. Now, there are multiple explanations as to why these various files are all collected under the shared designation of SCP-001. One explanation could be that this is because these anomalies are some of the earliest ever contained by the Foundation. By this rationale, all the SCP-001 share the same designation because they were first encountered before the SCP Foundation established the numbering system that it currently uses. However, there also exists a theory that this is nothing more than intentional misdirection. If we choose to believe this explanation, then it could mean that the many different SCP-001s are a devious ploy by the Foundation themselves, in the interest of maintaining secrecy and security. Having many files sharing the name SCP-001 could be the Foundation's way of keeping the nature of the true first SCP a closely guarded secret. It seems plausible that the multiple SCP-001 files could be an attempt by the Foundation to conceal information. After all, it wouldn't be the first time this secretive organization deceived someone. So what exactly is this particularly morbid take on SCP-001? Well, first you have to have a pretty high level of security clearance within the SCP Foundation if you want to even come close to accessing this file. In fact, any and all details about the anomaly codenamed Deadmen is protected by Hellenstick, an AIC used by the Foundation's Overwatch Command. also known as the O5 Council. An AIC, for those who are not yet aware, is an advanced form of artificial intelligence that the Foundation develops and uses to run parts of its archive of anomalies. What does that mean for SCP-001? Well, it's pretty simple. The people in charge of the Foundation want this file to remain secure. Or it could be because the O5 Council is hiding something that the general staff members aren't meant to know about. Getting past all the additional security surrounding this particular file, we learned that SCP-001, or this one at least, is an old man. An 84-year-old man, to be precise. Wait, that's it? That's what the big, closely guarded secret is? Just some old guy? No. Of course he's not just some old guy. The Foundation's highest-ranking members wouldn't go through such trouble over one ordinary man. This particular man has become one with death. Not the Reaper, no. Death itself. The very concept of death has been merged with this individual. A lot more interesting than just a normal old man. To be clear, this man is not an incarnation or embodiment of death like the Grim Reaper. Instead, he has become a vessel for the process of making something that was once alive not. So this old man, SCP-001, can control life and death? Not quite. The old man's body is more like a way that death itself can be influenced. It may help to picture it like this. Imagine SCP-001 as a television remote control for death. Except instead of pressing buttons like you would on a remote, you have to remove or alter parts of the old man's body. And in doing so, you can manipulate the process of death, albeit only to a limited extent. You can't, for example, permanently stop death from existing or occurring, stopping everyone around the world from dying. That's not quite how SCP-001 works. Here, let's give you an example. SCP-001 had his tongue removed as well as had sustained damage to his eardrums before he was contained by the Foundation. So as a result of those alterations to his body, there are fewer deals with death events in the modern era. You see what we mean now? Changing SCP-001 changes how death functions, but doesn't necessarily stop it from happening. So in essence, although there are parameters, SCP-001 is the Foundation's way of controlling death itself. How did they decide to go about doing this? Well, once we tell you, you will understand why the O5 Council wanted to keep information about SCP-001 such a secret. After performing a series of complex brain surgeries and various other procedures on the old man, the Overwatch Command intentionally and...
Tomorrow, I'll be going on an experiment outside of the Foundation again. I'm going to Fazbear Pizzeria. Just so you know. Okay. So yeah, I love you. I love you too. Cool. Come on, dog. My here. Well, I will see you in the morning when I'm at the pizzeria. See you then.